All right, what's up, y'all? All right, so I got another video, Red Table Talk. Um, this was a long one, and I want to kind of condense it. I like getting to the core matter of everything, So I like analyzing everything in its complexity and then bringing it to a simple what is going on. All right, so Jaden definitely brought it out, put it on the table real strong, or whatever the case, and he wasn't playing for real. You know what I'm saying? It was a strong step up. Uh, but obviously you can see the tension, whatever the case, and it definitely is blood red. It's still blood red table talk. It's not gonna ever be red table talk no more. It's gonna be blood red table talk. So what's going on is, all right, psychedelic. You know, I would put that as to say, musical puppets. Puppets move by waves of music or whatever, and it depends on which wave that you're riding with. You know what I'm saying? Who you belong to, But at the same time, you can play something neutral, and that could be a neutral wave, and everybody ride according to, their own desire. And that's where we at. The neutral wave. You saying, what is the neutral psychedelic? You know what I'm saying? What is the new and then people like to say drugs, this, that, different terms, but what moves people more than anything and what opens people up more than anything but, music, And so still going on about this Travis Scott thing with the concert and all this bull crap that he's doing or whatever, extra strong, opening people up, popping people's souls and stuff like that. A lot of people already ain't had no souls listening to his music already in their private time and stuff like that, getting dragged down. So they automatically gravitate to him. So this is another reason why you see majority of the people riding with him so hard like that. They're already taken by him, which is how they can stand in that mess or even why they like it. But he does have neutral instrumental beats, so that when he have a instrument that is neutral that everybody can vibe to, then he start vibing out of his own vocals with that auto-tune crap that T-Pain started a long time ago, auto-tune. And then they kind of took that auto-tune and enhanced it to make it demonic, make it like it sound like you're a broken person, or your spirit or your soul is broken. And so when you try to sing or say something, it comes out jagged. You know what I'm saying? It's like your voice is coming out real jagged, and you're dying, and you're losing power and energy. So it comes out like a little stupid or whatever. And that's what he's doing, auto-tuning or whatever. And so auto-tuning is basically saying possessed or whatever the case. And opening people gates, vibing people, vibrating people in certain kinds of crazy ways just to try to pop them and stuff like that. That's all you're trying to do is open gates. And so psychedelic also go into the term, or psychedelia goes to the term of opening up gateways in people and kind of bringing them down, bringing their souls down. And so you see majority of the people are already brought down. The atmosphere itself opens the gates of hell. And so anybody that is, start strong or whatever the case, thinking they're so strong, you're going to be in his presence or whatever the case, they're not there for the same purpose, they're going to drag them down. So he's trying to make it to where he can bring everybody down with him, and people just come in the rock and then leave and just like getting mad with that thing, people not being dragged down. But I don't want to go too deep in that, but I just wanted to kind of bring it out because that's the topic and that's the situation at hand with the whole psychedelic thing. All right, so back to the neutral, because that's what need to be explained. That's where we at, the neutral psychedelia, where we talking about music, not really drugs and mushrooms, because depending on who you serve, what you believe, and not even what you believe, it's what you know. Depending on what you absolutely know to be truth and fact, it moves you on your decision. It's your decisions or program you or whatever the case. So your life is moved off of what you really know. And some people, when they're moved off what they believe and not sure if it's something that they know is true or not, it can be way worse. And that's what what can I say? Enhances ignorance, I'll say. But it brings the cloud over you more darker or more heavy, and so you kind of still extra dumbfounded, and so it becomes a force where people keep making you believe in things that are not absolute truth, or believe in things that are dark or evil, or it could even be you can cause someone to believe in something that is pure and truth. But when it comes to absolute truth is like fresh water. It's clear, you know what I'm saying? And so it opens you up to see clearly, because with the truth you're eventually going to see. You know what I'm saying? If you're darkened. But with darkness, it keeps you in darkness more and further. It don't want you to wake up or whatever the case. And so you kind of take things lightly, look at things like you don't feel anything except for feelings and emotions and stuff like that. But what's going on is that you have, all right, let's go into the spirit side of this thing. Let's go into the blood part of the table. All right. So the blood part of the table was you have a man in front of you with black on. He's a Vietnam vet. So let's just say when he came up, his education was low, this, that, and the third. So he's saying he's not your typical guy, your typical racist guy, stuff like that. He grew up hard, so he's not your typical white guy, even though he came up in that time or whatever. He's the type of person that follows something not knowing or really what's going on here and there, because military soldiers are people that are ignorant, the people that can be puppeted this way or that way. They don't have a set way of life or a set way that they go in life. They just kind of like go with the flow of things until they can understand things better, type of thing, and hope things just work out. Like blind people. Like I can say that. Like military soldiers are mostly blind because that's what they do to you. They crack you, they blind you out so that you just start moving like a puppet or whatever the case. And so it's like a blind man. They make you blind. You experience everything in the world, but you just don't see it. You fall, hurt your knee, start bleeding. You could even break your leg and all that stuff, but you never see it. You can feel it, but you can't see it. You can touch your blood, but you can't tell if it's blood, or you can't see the color of it or none of that. You just feel the pain. So you experience everything except for seeing, and so that you can know what to do and make decisions. Seeing and knowing helps you make decisions. But with blind people, what soldiers have to learn how to do is take their feelings and emotions and use their other senses to make decisions. And that's what's going on with this. And so with him, you can say that he's been attached to Satan, and so with him is many Satans. You know what I'm saying? So you can say that he's attached to one of them, and the other guy's attached to one of them too. But the difference between the two that's speaking behind the surface is that one is repenting, one is putting their tears on the table, and that's all we're here for, to collect tears and report. So we're collecting the tears of the fallen powers, the fallen angels, to bring a report about before the world get destroyed and stuff like that. So they're bringing about their reporting, their repentance, and all of the things like that. So they putting their stuff on the table. You know what I'm saying? At the end of everything, they like, look, man, I've been through this, and this, and this, and they give their life story so that they can help you understand how they've been feeling through things, so that you can understand how to feel about how they was feeling, within themselves. I thought this was like this, and I didn't understand, and so now, and that's the whole point why even Satan can get kicked out of the kingdom of heaven and still be alive, is that now you just need to learn and experience some things so that you can know this, that, and the third, and so you just waiting for the repentance. That's all. And so as far as whether somebody's gonna this or that, or make it or not make it, that's not my decision. That's not for me to put up here. But that's what you see. But the guy that's not there, that's behind the scene, he is like one of the other Satans that's still having this belief that he can stop people from escaping. It's like when you know that you're doomed and you can't escape and you have no way out, you are going to make sure nobody else can make it. You know what I'm saying? And then like Doom, he's like Doom. He's like Uncle Tinker. He looked like Uncle Tinker, but like a white Uncle Tinker. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you get dragged into a situation. So Doom is like a guy that's a military person, like a Marine or Army or any of the military branches. He's like a person that's been in the military, drafted in the military, and when you swear your vows and stuff, you get dragged down. And so you're sitting here going through hell trying to fight your way out. That's all you end up doing, when you're on basically your intentions are good. You end up fighting your way out. You become like a sacrifice and you get used. So what you end up doing is, even though you might be in the military, y'all not really fighting nobody. You basically are trying to escape. And when you find a way to escape, you get out. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he was doing, escaping. And by repenting and understanding it is truth that makes you free. And so when he's saying he's on psychedelics, that means he's riding. You know what I'm saying? He's not with the mess. And so, yeah, there's a neutral ground for him. You know what I'm saying? To escape. And he's the friend, the guy behind the thing is like, subjects. As soon as he said, oh, we don't have black subjects, he tried to get real on the humble. Oh, said black subjects. You know what I'm saying? And then training people. Like, what? Training in black subjects. Like that. So it comes out. You end up showing your true colors. Oh, snap, doo-doo green. I knew he had some doo-doo green in him. I just wait for it to come out. But the other guy, his green is kind of more purifying, becoming like a yellow green or something, or some kind of just like dark green, you know what I'm saying? But it's still green. It's not doo-doo green. You know what I'm saying? So he's going on and just talking about mushrooms a lot, but you ain't really talking about mushrooms, because when it comes to Earth is considered realm none. You just see what's in front of your face, like my flesh and blood. That's it. Is realm none. You don't see any imaginations, no visions, no illusions, nothing. The different terms they make up. You don't see any metaphysical things or spiritual things or whatever the case. It's just, blind. It's like you're being blind. It's like a blind man. You don't see any heavenly or hell stuff, you know. And so he's just going on. We need to, basically he just put it on the table. We need to get inside people's heads and black people's heads and basically stop them. And all that they do, that's basically what you're getting at. I mean, the thing about it is, the reason why he's so confident about that is because of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When you have too much knowledge about how things work in Earth, you put too much trust in that. But it ain't really that. He really serve a power that gives him power, that when you put it into the whatever it is, the matter that you're eating, that's what feeds you. It could be Earth that feeds you the energy. It could be Satan that feeds you the energy when you eat food, or it could be the food eats you. You know what I'm saying? It could be any kind of way, like different things like that, which is how people get sick and this and that. But there is a basic rule setting of just basic things that you can't do and eat and ingest that will hurt you naturally. Because the matter that's, like, for example, bleach exists. That's a different kind of clear water than just fresh water. It's just naturally in itself is made of certain type of chemicals and stuff like that that can just naturally destroy your body on just the realm none, just basically on realm none, just simple logic, just basic Earth logic. It can kill you because it's made of a different type substance. And you drinking bleach and crap like that, it will kill you naturally. No explanation. It's just, that's what it is. It's just, you don't need to explain that. And so water, it heals you. So that's basically what's going on. And so with the medicine and stuff like that, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's something that you can eat or ingest or whatever, they understand that you can. For example, you could be a vegan, you can eat vegetables all day. But if you still have a vowed servitude to a certain kind of power or whatever the case that exists in lava or exists in the high ethers, then that's what's going to depict what feeds you the energy. And I'm saying that because 100% Mother Earth is no longer here. She left. And you know that she left. I can tell you, it's a game that they came out with to show that Mother Earth left or whatever, or the spirits of the earth left, or the spirits of the water. The spirits of the water are absolute truth, and they left. And a lot of them died and all kinds of stuff like that. It was a big war going on. And so you can say water war, imaginary war, whatever, but they put it in a game called Mass Effect. And then through Mass Effect, you see it's different kinds of stuff too, like Star Trek and all kinds of stuff. They got blue people in it, but Mass Effect was the highlight of what was going on with Mother Earth, okay, and how she's leaving and not helping the humans anymore. So she left, and they got no water, even though you're drinking water is not feeding you what you need to be fed. It's like giving you acid, even though on Earth it's just regular water. It's feeding your physical body, but spiritually it's feeding you to burn you up with the acid. So you're like, for example, you at the Travis Scott concert, people passing out, they're giving you water so that the waves of satanic energy can burn that water liquid and make it into an evil type of energy. So they're manipulating energy. So it's like, for example, you got fresh water, there's nothing in it, right? Then you go over and take some powder. So you got Travis Scott powder, which is all this bull crap he's spitting or whatever with the autotune and crap, and you put it in the water. It makes a different kind of juice or whatever. Or you go over here to the other people and you pour some like powder in that thing, or pour some kind of tea or herbs in it. It changes the color of the water and it makes it into a herb or tea. So it's differences. You using powder tea, or you using regular herb tea. You know what I'm saying? The difference is that there's this similarity is that something is in the water, but two different types of something is in the water, if you get what I'm trying to say. Trying to make it simple. But yeah, so you got the two different types of imagination, or two different types of energy that feeds that liquid or whatever the case that's inside of you. And so it seems like you're trying to help someone, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? All that flipping mess, oh, like you're trying to help the people, but no, you're just trying to drag them down with you because you have no hope type of thing. And that's that. But with him, he's like really trying to get help because he found out there is help. People that were more old school had morality, more morale, more sense of, more of a foundation. So they kind of can take pieces and put it together and realize that they can find a way out. But the new school people are, most of them or majority of them, excuse me, have no foundation. They're just kind of like gone. And so you got the guy, the science guy, or whatever the case, all these stupid terms that come up. Science is just knowledge. You just know the benefits of mushrooms. You just know this or you know that. You know too much. That's what science means. You just know a lot about the world that you live in or about certain types of things and topics. That's all science mean. They just came up with the term science. It's just mean knowledge or knowing. That's all. He's just knowing so much about mushrooms or psychedelics or psychedelia, these different terms, the waves of music and energy opening you up is stuff like that. So what they're trying to do is just stop us from leaving. They're trying to stop us from making a gateway out for our protoplasms, which is the soul, and our metaphysical or our neural system, which is a world in itself, our neural system, which it looks like Tron World, just like it. And so our metaphysical our metaphysical and our protoplasm is what they're trying to stop because that's what moves the physical body. So when the physical body drops dead and is buried under the ground, they trying to figure out where your metaphysical and your protoplasm, where is that at? And they can't find you. So when you escape, they trying to get mad, and they try to find you. So they want more black subjects, and they want to they want to train people, meaning program people. They want to program people or black people or whatever the case to, whatever he want to program them to do, some kind of false logic or making up different kinds of stuff that, programming you basically. But when you have a program already, which is the solution to all of this stuff, how you block all of that stuff straightforward in your face and all this stuff like, smile in your face, F you for real, but really he mad all the way around the board, which is why he not there. And the guy's wife, she's not there because there could be some tension there too, unable to let go because like you got your issues on the white side, what they're trying to show, and then you got your issues on the Asian side where it's like she's part of a different country and he's part of a different country and they married or whatever, but they still got that tension or whatever the case, that they work with within that nobody really know about if you don't know. But just same thing with Asian. When you see two white people, you think they cool, but you don't know that there could be tension within because they're two different kinds of white people. One is more humble, trying to apologetic, has a chance. And the other one just kind of like still headstrong on control and power and stuff like that. So there are two different types of people on both sides and all around the world to help you understand that this is a global matter of internal affairs and stuff like that people deal with. And we need to hash that out. And how do you hash that out is what you're trying to say. Programming. What kind of programming do you have? Because to come into a world like this where anything can happen, you can just easily drive down the street and your mind can go off and go across the line and pow, you're done. So you have to have a program that programs you, before you come to Earth. And so not just a program, which is what normal regular souls was having, just regular old programming. And so as time was going, they were learning how to program themselves and stuff like that. But us, who are not, we are the holy race. We came in, and it's the end of the world. It's 14,000 years the world for mankind existed. The world already, the earth already been here for so long you can't count it. But for mankind's term to be on it, it's been remade and reshaped and things like that, fixed up and decorated so that mankind can live on it. And so it's been 14,000 years since mankind has lived on this mass or matter called Earth. And so, or also called Cave of Treasures, stuff like that. And so, 14,000 years. So the first 7,000 was the flood, which is another lesson I need to go into about the Sabbath. But there was the flood of Noach or Menachem, and then it started over from one. Like you got 7 days of the week, and then you start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just 7 days of a week. It don't go to 8, even though you can count it up and add it up and like how many days in a month. The initial period of time is 7, so it's always everything operating sevens only. But you can count up to higher than that. But still, So once you get to 7, you start back. That's the rotation of our universe or our existence for mankind is 7. You know what I'm saying? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, bam. 7 hours of daylight, 7 hours of nightlight. It's not 24 hours, it's 14 hours in a cycle. So when it comes to 7, that was the first 7, then the flood. That was a cleansing, you know. And then it started over again at 1. And then 1, boom, all the way up to save, because all this stuff happening in our term. And so the holy race is us coming down, as said in the book of Enoch. And if you have somebody that understand who Enoch is, they can tell you da 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 da. But Enoch, who's also called Metatron, he said in his writings that will be a time in the very end of creation or for mankind that the holy race will come down. The very people who had part in creating us, you know, it's a big family, very big. They will come down, or whatever the case, and be down here. And that's where you get different parts in the scriptures where Psalms 82, verse 6 to 7 say, like, you know, are you not the children of the Most High, but you shall die like men? You know what I'm saying? You are the children of the Most High. That's not a light thing to say. You could be a child of Satan or a child of this guy over there across the street. You're going to be just like the guy across the street for real. He ain't got no importance or nothing. He's just a guy living in some world or whatever. And you just like kind of like, you know, going through it with him. But when you say a child of the Most High made all things. And if you're a child of him, that means you had part with making all things. So you're a child of the Most High, meaning he's the Most High creator. And so we are his children. We are also creators. And so we create things too. So it's just a very vast world to where we had took part in creating this thing called Earth. And so now we down here trying to repair the thing that we made and trying to figure out who was the one that caused the problem and da 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 da. You know, out of all of us in the family, who caused the problem? Those who did cause the problem got to stay down here. Those who didn't got to get to go back home. So now you got the difference between Travis Scott people and other people. You know what I'm saying? And it's all a fair ground, which is why it's been made realm none. No, block everybody off, this, that, and the third, realm none this thing. Who's really to blame? Whose character really bad? It's a place that you could put everybody on equal setting, equal footing. And so here it is. Now that the gates are opening back up, on both sides, everybody's starting to reveal themselves again. And before people start getting scared and stuff, things need to be explained. Whose side are you on? And stuff like that. And it can be fearful at first, but then it's kind of like, dang, yo, if you're safe, it's not so scary. But if you're not safe, you're going to be deceived into thinking that you're going to be cool or whatever. So they made hell kind of soft or whatever. And you're not really hard felt until you actually get there, so that you can kind of still enjoy it and kind of want to be at the, you know, Travis Scott concert and stuff like that, because you're not feeling any pain and stuff like that. You're just feeling music that sound good and stuff that make you move and wave you and give you energy, and that's what you like, and that's what you gravitated to. But all of that music and energy interprets into a higher level or a higher ethers of what was going on when the war first started, you know, with Lucifer and them, before Earth even was created. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even created to even for anything to exist on it yet. You know what I'm saying? Mankind wasn't made yet. Before mankind wasn't made yet, and all of these different things wasn't made yet. It was stories talked about what we're gonna decide to make, and then there were differences, or there was like betrayal. People wasn't feeling the creation of mankind before mankind even got to the point to start getting made and stuff like that. So that's why things came out. We're gonna make man in our image and likeness, and it was like a proving point. We're gonna prove a point here, or whatever the case. And so all of this stuff, nobody's in each other's heads. We just family, and so there's becoming a split slowly. You can't even count the number, how long, you know, things been existing before time got into play. We made time and stuff like that. Like you go to the store and just get some thyme and season that with your food. Like time is grown, and so we take time and put it to something to make. That's how simple life was made, so that we can understand how the complex things that we see while we end the thing, how simple it really is when you're on your high level. You know what I'm saying? But right now we got to stay on a low level and gradually get back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Me, I made it all the way back. But so if you with me, you're going to make it all the way back too. Just kind of ride and change your character. Your physical must change. As your physical change and become more pure, pious, holy, it manifests, or whatever the case in the physical, it will start to manifest in the spiritual, and your rank goes up because you did it on earth. You showed on earth your holiness and your piety and your obedience to the Most High Creator, which is a hard thing to do because of the fear level and the pain and all the suffering and things that can happen to you. You showed and proved your dedication and your servitude and your loyalty if all the good words to the Most High so hard that He lifts your spiritual up, and you can even graduate and go higher. You know what I'm saying? And you can go back to your original point. Those who's riding and still kind of hanging on, they still good. They still can make it home, but your rank could be low. Whereas though your rank could have been high before, but you probably got ranked low. But you don't deserve to go down to where they at and burn and not exist anymore. It's crazy. Pure white light or pure white life is so pretty and stuff like that, and people like to see that it's pure and clean, but it's the most dangerous fire ever. It can completely eviscerate anything, even hell. It can completely eviscerate hell itself. It's called complete evisceration is what I would name it. Complete evisceration. Completely eviscerate anything that exists, like a eraser or a whiteout or something like that. And if you're on the evil side, you're not going to be comfortable about that. But if you're not on evil side, you're on pure side, you're going to be so comfortable. You know what I'm saying? The most peaceful energy ever. That's why it's so peaceful. So, with that, the guys repenting at the red table, and then the guys in the back is just contending with him, don't want him to escape. On that Wild Wild West mess, like, run for it. But if I shoot you and can kill you, you know what I'm saying, then I'm going to get you, and you ain't going nowhere. So it's like, yeah, that type of thing. And so it's not about nationality anymore. It's just about individual. Who's going to serve the Most High? Who want to live right? Who want a pure life? Who wants peace? Who want to stop fighting? Who want to stop contending? Of course, you've been in the Vietnam War. You tired. You know what I'm saying? You tired of fighting. You know what I'm saying? Your temper's short. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been through so much, and people are not understanding how things could be so dangerous and how serious it can get just on a physical level, how critical things can get. You know what I'm saying? As well as on a spiritual level, how critical things can get. It's both equal. But people are not understanding the danger of both sides of the metaphysical and the physical equally. You must 100% be physical and 100% be metaphysical, as well as protoplasm. As well as protoplasmic. You must be 100%. All of that must be equal so that you can live and survive. You can't say, oh, that don't matter, or this don't matter, or that's just a figment of your imagination, or you just hallucinate and you just seeing things. It's not real. You can't downplay people like that. And that's what he's talking about. You need more black subjects to train them, to push them down, to make their thoughts think that things are not this, that, and the third, while you can puppet them. That's how they program people. Push them down, oppress them, and then puppet them. Try to put computer chips in them. In the metaphysical world, you think, like, how can somebody put a chip in my head and I ain't even meet the person before and all this type of stuff? So we not understanding the effects of the metaphysical, how it moves and puppets our flesh. And that's what they banking on. You know what I'm saying? Being the puppeteers, the marionettes. But being so humble and meek, you can understand that the people that live here before wrote books. And by reading books, you can go back to ancient paths and ancient people and find wisdom to know how to blindly, like how would a blind man do a thing? You know what I'm saying? You would find other senses of yourself, and you would use those senses to understand what's going on and kind of use reasoning, thinking. You know what I'm saying? Thinking is not the same as seeing all the time. You can feel something and think. It's like a closed system. You can't put nothing in the system. So, and the system itself is programmed to think and reason. So everybody's born with that same ability to reason, which is why it makes it a neutral setting for everybody. There's no excuse. Everybody has the ability to reason right or reason wrong. And then but it goes with your desire with program, which is the programming or the CPU of your whatever the case, your psychedelia, your laptop that's the programming part, your desire. And your desire moves you to what the knowledge it is that you need to whatever the case. If you desire to know the absolute truth of existence in life, the Creator he's not unjust. He made a just world. This is why you have moments of peace. This is why the world is also beautiful. This is why you have people houses that be trashy, and then you got people houses that be clean. The Most High made a neutral setting, how you can even have a peaceful sleep. And then at the same time, go around the corner, go to Walmart or something, people chaotic and all. That's why you have two. Because the Most High is fair and just. So it's like you're choosing or whatever. So you can't say that you're never going to find the truth or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying you're never going to get a peaceful sleep. You know what I'm saying? Or you're never going to get a moment of quietness and stuff like that. You do. So, or the sun not going to shine tomorrow or something like that. All that stuff is still fair. So that means since the system itself is fair, within the system, our individual systems, which are great systems because we're not regular people, we're not humans, we can reason and do this thing, on a humble level, proving ourselves to come back home. Blah, blah, blah. So the desire must be to feel absolute truth, to comfort the Most High Creator, to comfort Him. You know what I'm saying? And we live within Him. It's not really like if you live inside the body, like a cell, brain cell, or enzyme, a germ, whatever terms you call them. You know what I'm saying? Red blood cell, white blood cell. You can live in the liver. You can live in the bladder. You can live in the toes. We are like the feet of creation, where the last. Upon us, we support everything else. We're the feet, where the most pain comes. We hold everything. When you walking across rocks and all kind of stuff. That's why we came in the end. We are the feet of creation. Or, you know what I'm saying? The feet of the Most High Father. We are the supporters. We hold everything up. You know what I'm saying? And it's many of us. It's the most important part of man. Your feet. Without your feet, you cannot do anything. Walk, move, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you can have different kinds of forms of feet, like a car or wheelchair. Without feet, without wheels, without something to move you, you can't, whatever the case. So we're the feet of creation. And so, or the hands, feet and hands. And so we're here to do different things than everybody that came before, because it's the end. And it's better because there's no chance of living. So the psychedelic mess, you just want to program us and stuff. Looking for more black people to program because you're trying to hold the system up called America, because all you do is sit behind a desk and look at mushrooms all your life, or whatever the case, and never probably worked before. I mean, you talking too much about mushrooms or whatever the case. But at the same time, it's like you're looking for a way out yourself. He's looking for a way out himself, but trying to bask it behind whatever the case. Like his character's fluctuating on both sides. Like he don't know if he want to jump the fence or not, or escape or not. You just too scared of something. Or it could be you just like that. When something trigger you, you just start talking funny. But with the man that's a Marine, he's actually on the scene. He need to feel it all the way to know, because he's not looking at skin color. And that's pretty much the issue. I like to enhance it and be like wings. You have wing issues. Like, yo, if you want more wings, just order more wings. But the guy in the back, like, so mad that you got more wings than he got. So he, like, he jealous or envious or whatever the case. Or really like, yo, what's going on, yo? You're not supposed to have more wings than me because you're made different. You can't even hold all the wings. Why are you jealous? Like, you was made different. There's different kinds of hosts of heaven. They all look different. They all are angels, but they all don't look the same with wings. Everything don't have wings, which is why Earth was made the way it is. Everybody is flesh. Everybody have penises and vaginas pretty much, but everybody not the same. Some are made different. Like snakes, they don't have, some are different. But the point is, everybody is flesh, okay? Everybody need to eat. Everybody need to drink. Or else you don't, everybody's the same. So in that sense, what I'm saying, everybody need the life of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And so, but everybody don't need wings, or everybody's not made to have wings. And so you're looking at something higher than you, or greater than you, or bigger than you, that can go closer to the Most High than you, and you start getting envious and jealous. And so Lucifer is how it was. He was highest and greatest. You know what I'm saying? More splendid and beautiful. He's the controller of all music in heaven. All the heavens, he controlled the music. He's the one that's running the music. You know what I'm saying? And so he goes before the Most High with the best music ever. And then here it is. You're seeing some people or whatever up there, the holy race, us, you seeing us, the family of creators, like, hold on, who them? And when you're seeing stuff up there, you're seeing stuff that it like don't belong to you. Whereas those people looking up at Lucifer, like, yo, Lucifer's so beautiful, and he got all these wings and gems and jewels in his wings, and he's so splendid, and you got people under you following you, like looking up to you like that. But then you looking up at the Most High, you see something that belonged to somebody that is higher than you, and so you felt some kind of way, got to your head, and so you start plotting and planning. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna be for mankind, and mankind is gonna this, that, and the third, and bop, bop, bop. But you're not understanding, because we know you. You know what I'm saying? You're not understanding. We trying to test you, but at the same time, our own family and stuff could be shaky and stuff like that's a big test. But to go further than that, which is something like we stretching it. But to go further than that is what I know. Most Rabbeim don't even know this part. To go further than that, the whole point of even coming into the dark abyss was so the Most High can try us. You know what I'm saying? There was something going on. Beep, bop, boop. The Most High said, okay, go out there and make something. Create something. You know what I'm saying? Like you in daycare center. You know what I'm saying? All these children in the daycare center. Okay, now draw a picture. Everybody's drawing a picture. Even the Savior's there. He drew something that was so wonderful. I'm like, oh, that was the wisest thing to draw. But then his thing got messed up. So he got an existence. We got an existence. All our families, we got different kinds of existences and stuff like that. He made one. We came over here to see what's going on with his drawing. Like, yo, how that happen? But that's wise though to make something like that. So then you get set up to be the king of kings because he made the wisest drawing, and it got lifted up as the best drawing in the daycare, as you could say, for lack of better terms, best drawing. But he had the wisest drawing. And so everybody thought to put two, or like, yeah, that's more perfect, or rather, everybody's trying to make a circle. It's just happened that everybody can't make a perfect circle, or whatever the case, the same. Everybody can draw, or rather, everybody can like try to draw some kind of person or stick figure or something, but some people can just straight out just draw. You know what I'm saying? And it just be like that. But it's not for you to get envious or jealous about that. And so here it is, he did that. And so everybody's like either gonna get envious, you know what I'm saying? Because things are going on, you're going to be a brother and try to help him because you don't want to show any signs that you don't want to help your brother because your painting getting messed up. So we going in to help him. But he had warned us in books and stuff saying that what they did to me, they will do to you also. Why? Because you are my family. So once they find out that you are my brothers and sisters and all this stuff, and y'all like on the same level as me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the savior. I made all this, and like nothing was made that was not made without me, for real. But my family gonna come and holler at y'all. So it's like, who's your family? They thought it was just you. So you not understanding how vast things is, and we got our own existences and stuff that we made. How come see what you like? What the what? Come down here, like, yo, you're not gonna do that, shorty. Ain't no crucifying. Nah, that's too much. How you? I'm saying, like, how you make something that ended up turning on you, like yo, but that's wise though. Make like you want to see and know for sure. Could you turn on yourself? So your body got, like I said, cells and stuff in it that help you function. And so that's a lower level to help us understand how deep it is. All of us that are brothers to the Savior are main men in our own right. We're main men in our own right. That's why I say king of kings. We're main men in our own right. So we have our own system, our own generational families, our own archangels, our own everything. You know what I'm saying? And so when we come to holler this system, all right, I'm gonna bring I want to know, could I betray myself? Could I not love myself? I really want to know. You know what, yo? I got something for that. So then I come over here, give him something like he could do everything but make a perfect circle. I just couldn't make a perfect circle, man. It's just like, you know what? Hey, take my perfect circle. I take your painting, and then bop, 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 and da. And so basically, or like, I'm going to add this to your thing, and I'll do it for you. So instead of him draw the circle, I drew the circle for him because he couldn't draw the perfect circle, and add it to his painting to make it better, to repair it or something like that, because he couldn't do a certain thing. So that's true brotherhood. It's not a competition. It's not a thing where it's more like you understood the assignment. You helping one another. Pictures and paintings be perfect or be unblemished. You're helping each other to be unblemished and perfect. On a higher level, when we can be perfect. On earth, no, you really can't. But you can be blameless. But on a higher level, that's what we're trying to do. Make sure each of us stay perfect because we function together as a body. That's what the Father was teaching us. Even though we have the power to exist of ourselves, because he gave us that power to exist of ourselves and have our own system inside of ourselves like he do, because he has our own system in him, and that's us. And we make things and do what he say about, as he give command in his mind, we do it verbally, like how it would be on earth. You say out your mouth what your mind is thinking always. Even though you could say think before you speak, it's always that. You always thinking before you speak. It's just like take your time to put your stuff together to know what you want to say, type of stuff. But it's funny because people say dumb things sometimes, but at the same time, that's what's going on. People are down here that's part of different existences. We trying to destroy this thing. And that's what we do. We destroy universes. So when you got Marvel, What If, you got the Watcher, he's like the savior. His thing is getting messed up. He did his part. He came and left. All he can do is watch now. But you got them, his creation, trying to break and get to him so hard and trying to run things or whatever the case. Like, with the world, he's allowing it to be, but he's being humble at the same time and meek. So it's like, yo, you got to destroy this thing. It's like he's being way, way humble and meek because you understand how things can get. You understand how much power you really got, but how much your power can be taken in an instant like that. So you don't just throw it around. The Watcher could probably kill everything that he watching Or else why would you be the watcher and couldn't do something if you couldn't? He keeps saying stuff like, I can't interfere, but then he start interfering and stuff like that. So he flipping. He can flip at any moment. But the thing about it is he's moving off of what the Most High want. And you looking at it right in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? And you got Satan, Vision, and Doctor Strange on the satanic side, trapped up trying to find the watcher and trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? You seen it in what was it? Low Key. They finally got to the watcher. And that's what we do. We cloak ourselves in darkness and chaos so that you can't get through the chaos and darkness and the anger and the rage, you know, stuff like that. So for example, it's like you'll be angry or create all these things of protection and you'll push it away from you. But by pushing it away from you, it's actually surrounding you. So that if somebody try to get to you, they got to get through that stuff that you're feeling about stuff. Like, I feel like this. If somebody did this, man, you know what? I'm going to put that feeling right here. I'm going to put this feeling over here. All this stuff that you're feeling, you're putting it over here. So if people feel, like some kind of way about you, that feeling how you feeling, if somebody feel that way, got to get through that thing. And it turns out to be like storms and chaos and stuff that you, thunder and lightning and stuff you can't get through. That's how the Most High is. You know what I'm saying? We understand it on a simple way. And that's how you should. Because that's how it's carried out when you're on a higher level. You just see all kinds of power and stuff. Like, wow, it comes with the power this time. But down here, it's not coming with the power. We got to use words. Understand how to use our words. That's what we have to do because we are words. And with words, everything can be explained in this, in this complexity in a simplistic way or whatever the case, or from a simplistic way to a complex way on every level about everything that ever exists. Or everything that ever existed that the Most High ever made, you can be explained with words and understood with words, which is why we're here to use our words. You know what I'm saying? And all kinds of things happen from words. People get shot up, this, that, and the third. The stupid concert, Travis Scott's using all these words he's saying in his raps and vocals and sounds and tones coming out of his little scrawny body, trapping people up and getting people killed and stomped on. So your words are most powerful. That's why. So we are all words of the Most High, if you can make it back home. And there are many different kinds of letters. And in order to make the word itself, you need 4 characters. W-O-R-D. You need 4 characters. So that's 4 people to make the word itself. So it's very deep and vast. It's a family. So when you say, oh, he's the word of God, or the son of God, there's 3 characters in the word son. There's 2 characters in the Hebrew word, or the Abadi word for son, Ben, Bet and Noon. So that's 2 characters right there. You just need, that or whatever. But really that goes into husband and wife. A son of Yah never comes down without a daughter of Yah. So it's a male and female together. 2 sides of the brain, 2 people. That's where the thought process. For the man, the wife live on one side, one on the other side, this, that, and the third. And then for the woman, it's a different hierarchy to it. But anyway, that's what's going on, yo. So I'm telling you stuff that is not in books. It's never going to be written in books. You got to notice if you accepted of the Most High. If you made it back home to the kingdom of heaven, he just tell you. You just remember. You just notice. It's not something that it's like, oh, the mission is over. I remember now. This, and the third. You can't put everything in it. You know what I'm saying? Too much memory can't fit in these little flesh bodies. Like I say, you can't drink all the ocean in these bodies, but you can download pieces at a time or whatever the case to try to say the story that you need, and then remove some stuff, and then put some stuff, then remove some stuff, and put the whole piece together. And then it turns out to be a whole big scene or movie. You know what I'm saying? Before you had all this data and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's how you people was doing it, in pieces and increments. You know what I'm saying? And so here it is. That's what's going on. That's what happened, yo. We just came down here to make something, and that's what the Savior just needed. He made something that turned against him, and so we ended up in the process, trying to figure out how to make the system or repair the system in different kinds of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you couldn't draw a perfect circle, so somebody that was in the daycare center could draw a perfect circle for you, and then whatever you needed for your painting, he gave to you, and so we all together could paint a perfect thing. Like that was what we had to paint. Paint this. And so we all trying to paint this, whatever it is, and some of us can't do it good. So we helping each other. Others is like, if you're sitting back like, I can do it myself or whatever, then okay, you're doing it yourself. See if you feel some kind of way and that type of stuff. So all of that. That's all it really is. So each main man is a system of himself. Each generation, some come before, some come after. You know what I'm saying? It's a promise of 100 years is one generation, really. 100 years is a generation, a full generation. But it got shortened to 70 years. But it's really 100. All right? So one generation for each one of us is 100. So you're going to come down in a time where people came before you and after you and stuff like that, which is why the Savior, when he came on the scene, he 30-something years old, walking around, doing all this stuff. He wasn't no 50, 60, 70-year-old man. He was 30-something years old, yo. Running around, healing people, doing miracles, everybody following him, worshiping him and stuff like that. Women worshiping him, men learning from him, being disciples, trying to learn how to be brothers again and stuff like that. With men, it's different than with women. Women worship men. You know what I'm saying? Pious men, holy men. But men, they learn from, they become disciples of holy men. And then they become brothers and learn how to be, take women to themselves to protect. It's all about protecting the women, stuff for men. It's about protecting the women. But before you can even have a wife or have a woman to protect, you got to learn what the Most High want from you. You got to be accepted of the Most High. If you're not accepted of the Most High, like literally, you go to sleep, he lift you up, and he start talking to you and accept you. And you never leave. He accept you, he bring you in the house, and that's where you are. Then you wake up and you get remotely controlled. You know what I'm saying? No strings attached. No spiritual umbilical cord, none of that. You just start pop, pop, pop. And then you home. You know what I'm saying? You just still here. So you went in the kingdom of heaven while you was alive. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. You know what I'm saying? You just went while you was alive. If you had any dead people that you was holding and protecting their souls while they was dead, like Karen Boyce, you can channel them out. You know what I'm saying? Karen Boyce channeled out. He made it. I be talking to him sometimes. DMX made it. Whitney Houston made it. They'll talk to you if they came through you and stuff, or if you have the authority to even go into the place to even talk to them. If you don't serve the Most High, not accepted of the Most High, they can't channel to you. If they made it to the kingdom of heaven, they can't channel nothing to you. They can't come down into your soul and talk to you in your mental space or nothing. Because you in Bernie Sanders' world. You with Travis Scott burning up. How they going to talk to you? You know what I'm saying? You got to pull people out and stuff like that. But if you already made it, the Ruach HaKodesh or the Ruach HaKodesh is Grandma Shekinah Glory. She sits in the sky, like on a throne in the sky. And she stays there permanently. And that's your portion. That's your grandma. And she sits there like the sun. And she shines. And she controls what you see and don't see. And you don't realize, like the sun always shining. But you forget he looking at you. And there's people live on the sun, like Zuko and them from off of Avatar. They live up there. You know what I'm saying? But you sitting there, not realizing the sun shining sometimes. So you'll start doing stuff, thinking stuff, not realizing that. You're like, I'll be over there in the Marshall. I'm going to just go tell on him real quick. You know what I'm saying? He always see what you're doing. But you not thinking, or your mind could not be vast enough to understand that the sun communicates and talk to people and tell on people. And you can even go to the sun. Your protoplasm and soul could go to the sun. And you could talk to him or go to his house and stuff like that. But he got children and stuff. They'll come holler at you and be like, Shorty, don't come in here. Or you can come in here. But you get an example from Avatar with Zuko and them, what they like. People that already are open to this stuff already around the world in different countries that understand this knowledge and information. Whereas though in America, we so dumb and ignorant, so they're trying to help us understand through cartoons and this and this and this. There's nothing that is not true. I'll put it like that. There's nothing that is not true. However, that everything could be twisted up or could be caused to put into deception or put into a lie. So basically, this is true, but you put some lies in it. So now the whole thing is a lie. Because you made, for example, like I said before, in the house or on the house. Hey, I'm on the house, yo. And so now everything else that you say after that, I'm thinking you on the house, but you in the house. So one little lie can change the whole way you looking at the thing. So that's why I said, it's that everything is true that exists and that come from people's minds and thoughts is that you put lies and deceptions in it and you basically make the whole thing not usable. You can't use it. Because you lied on one small little thing. You know what I'm saying? A one small little preposition. In the house or on the house. Like you is not on the house while it's pouring down, raining and thundering, lightning and all this, and the tree hit the top of the roof, but you survived. Like how that happened while you on the house? Then you go back, oh my bad, y'all meant to say in the house. I just was talking too fast. I meant to say in the house. Oh, you was in the house. Yeah, in the house in the basement. So when the tree fell, oh, now it makes sense. Everybody tripping now. Sure, y'all thought we about to slip. Oh, in the house, not on the house. So that's how it is. And so with all of that, small little things like that can mess things up, and that on a small level can help you understand why on a higher level a lot of us have to be tested to know who was what, because we are all like the same. And so it's like, we got to make a neutral ground, because some of y'all got more power than me. I got more power than you. Like all of us, some of us don't have the same power level. So let's put everybody on an equal power level and let's see who's who for real. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all graduate, get higher, become higher rank and stuff like that. And some stay low, It's like that. But if you make it to the kingdom, that's the starting point. Making it. But you don't want to just barely make it. You want to make it all the way. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to barely make it, be outside on the outskirts in the field somewhere. No, you want to make it all the way. You want to be in the inner city with all of the holiest people. You know what I'm saying? But if you make it, you can still graduate. You can be a pleasant. And then you graduate to be this. And then you start getting ranked and this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? Just like what they doing on the evil side, we do on the pure side. Like that movie, that show Krypton on CWC, which explains to you how Cameron Boyce had ended up what he was going through. This was before Runt came out. And China McClain did Black Lightning. And then you had Superman and Lois came. That was a spinoff from Black Lightning. And then Jordan B. Calloway is supposed to be in there, which is Painkiller, which is a connection to Black Lightning in China. And then from that connection from Painkiller, they trying to put him in the same position as Cameron Boyce because he touched China. And everybody know that you're not supposed to touch China because she belonged to me. And so here it is. Like, basically, there's a set group of people that belong to people. So you're not supposed to touch them. Especially if it's a man of the Most High, accepted of the Most High. He literally directly protect them and do protecting work and stuff. So by heaven decree, you can't touch them. It's not like a man that don't serve the Most High and he got all these women. You can just take them from him because the Most High don't accept them anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because he going down anyway. So take them. And the Most High tell you who to take. Or rather, I said, I don't want to take nothing, no, nothing. Whatever belongs to me, I will protect, and whatever gifts that's given to me, I will cherish them. And that's what I said to the Most High. When I go into my dream spaces and stuff, I be looking at Grandma. I be like, hey, Grandma, how you doing? Grandma is Shekinah glory, like the sun. I just look up at Grandma, like I look up at the sun. I'm like, hey, how you doing, Grandma? She's like, hey, baby, how you doing? Like talking to me like a regular grandma, because I'm a good son. She's live inside of me. Make sure my insides is good. So all this Travis Scott bull crap don't ever touch me. Grandma in there like, boy, if you don't get your little bada, you got gamma rays and you got grandma rays. Which rays you talking about? Gamma rays with Incredible Hulk or grandma rays? I'm going to ride with grandma rays, not gamma rays. Who is gamma? You looking like, you done messed up the whole term gamma. Because when I was young, I used to call my grandmother Gamma. And she's like, you didn't say the R. She was like, you used to call me Gamma. Because I didn't know how to talk and stuff too good. So I used to say Gamma. My grandma named Carolyn McMillan. I say Gamma. And then y'all say Gammy. You know what I'm saying? On the Red Table Talk, you say gammy, so that was another way I knew too. You know what I'm saying? Because I say gamma. But the thing is that you mess up the whole thing. Because now you got Incredible Hulk going crazy on this perverted energy. That's that Travis Scott energy, beefing all up and crap like that. And then he's like going crazy or whatever. And then you had the guy that destroyed, what was it? Asgard. That's the level that Travis Scott was on. That Asgard mess that you destroyed the whole Asgard. So you got Incredible Hulk and Asgard, but it's the same stuff, but different levels of it. And so here it is. Well, if you got grandma with you, none of that stuff phases you, yo. It never phases you. All of that stuff. Yeah, Idris is definitely a direct connection to Mikael the Akmenach. So if I ever see Idris, I know directly I'm talking to my father. Like if ever Idris got put on the scene to say something, that was of piety or something or whatever, or to channel some kind of information, me and China get directly with the Most High Father, or with our father Mikael need, we can get it from Idris or different parts of his sons or puppets that's down here. Like I'm one of his puppets too, but Idris is one too. So a few times when me and China was in a certain space, we was gone, we was taken, and we was in a meta space. We got taken out of Disney World. Our taste, touch, feel, smell, our senses was there. It feels so real that you feel like you're never going to come back to your physical body. And so one time out of all those times, we had a moment where we felt what it was like to not be hungry or felt pain or anything. And that was a promise given to us in our vow that if we do things right and do what we're supposed to do, which is we're supposed to get married and have a son. And that's the thing we banking on. But we're supposed to do that so that we can get the system where we don't have to be hungry no more. Like, that's all we wanted, to not have to feel hungry, like to just live and not feel hungry, to have the need to eat, no pain or suffering. We was happy just with that. We ain't want no power, just wanted to feel that feeling. So he gave us an example of what it was like before we came to Earth. Like, this is what it's like. And we so, like, oh, we was mad, but it was the form of Idris who was given the power to do what it was to fix our system like that. And so, yes, Idris looked like how he looked, the gatekeeper, Mikael. You're not getting through that gate for nothing, shorty. You know what I'm saying? So they painted the wrong, or destroy Asgard and all this bull crap, but it's like, I'm not getting too deep into that. But yeah, Idris is a direct connection to Mikael too. You know what I'm saying? The Akmaak. You know what I'm saying? And Will Smith too. I'm not here to tell his high authority, high authority, or whatever the case. His authority is very high too. But I'm not here to say that. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the brothers too. You know what I'm saying? So he could be like of a different one. You know, for the rest of y'all who know the names, a different color of the bow. Mikael is like gold or yellow. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the differences and stuff. But it's all brothers. And so, yeah, who we reported to was Idris, was just why Idris was on the scene when China was there, all the way from Daddy's little girl. You know what I'm saying? And so then I came on the scene and it was like that. When it came to Dark Tower, when Idris got hit by the demon in the shoulder, I took that. I had went and watched the movie. I was in Utah with my ex-wife, Tanika. We was in a movie and we was watching Dark Tower. And so our daughter wasn't born yet. She was still pregnant, blah, blah, blah. So we watched it. And after we watched it, we walked out. Like, man, that was crazy. And so sure enough, I had went into that space. And so I'm like, oh, man. And so I had got the pain in my shoulder when he was like, I heal fast and stuff like that. It was basically me taking it. So I was the man that was holy enough that had no demons in him that could take the demon hit and no demons could settle in me. And so it was banking on that. And then I took the hit again for myself when I was at my aunt's house. I took the demon hit. I was walking past the TV. She got this big, huge 50s, like this TV, like from down there. It's a big TV. So I'm walking past the TV to go to the kitchen or whatever. And then the screen turned black. And there's a pirate sign on the screen. It's not, the FBI warning sign and stuff like that. It was a pirate sign. I never seen that before on TV, like a pirate sign. Like, it was like warning this is demonic act, something like that. And then it blipped off and then a movie came on. Like somebody controlled the TV and did that. You know what I'm saying? And I never seen a pirate sign on before you watch a movie before. You know what I'm saying? Except Pirates of the Caribbean, but they made it look off, decorated. But this one was like bloop, black and white. Like, what the heck? It was something, it was on something already. And then it blipped off and blipped as that. And then that's when the demonic activity started happening and I took a hit. And then I'm like, what? Oh, make a bet with me. That's the first time I knew that demons do not honor their vows and promises and stuff. They just trying to take you over. So one time, when you get one chance to make a promise with me or make a vow with me or agreement with me, that could go from a demon to a regular person. You make an agreement with me that's so critical like that, life and death and stuff like that, and you break your agreement, then I'm not going to ever trust you again, of course. I'm never going to make another agreement with you ever again. It's just on a simple level. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, if the demon blood or the demon protoplasm or whatever the case can't settle in you, it just falls out and it hurts to come out. Like, it feel like pressure, and it pressures down your arm and it even to your fingers, and the pressure is so heavy, or it feel like it's going to burst your fingers or something, but it ends up draining out, you know what I'm saying? And it comes out and then eventually it don't settle. It comes out of you and they get mad because they can't settle. You're a holy, pious person. And then the third time I took it, but this one was for Nafisa. I keep saying it wrong because the E's and the S's be messing me up. So I be wanting to say it the way it looked like it. So, but Nafisa Williams, she's from Philly. So she's from the trenches. So she was doing Black Lightning and she got hit by a painkiller with the hit and her whole arm turned black and stuff. That was the demon hit too, like Venom. He is the demon itself. If you part of it, it's part of you or whatever. But if not, it don't settle in you. It stays and lives in you and stuff it stays and lives in you if you're a part of that. So I took the hit for Nafisa also. When that episode came out and then she passed out on the ground and she started convulsing and stuff when she had took the hit, and she had did the live, like how she did it like this, like a live. She wanted to show that this is so real and regular and live and stuff. She wanted to help people understand that it's not like a show where you just watching on TV, CW with all the fancy cameras and stuff, But Gambi, Stan Lee, and all this bullcrap. So anyway, so I took that, and that one was the last one I took, the last demon hit I took. And so after that, that's when I can tell a story about stuff like this. So that was Idris when we was going through all this and the different kinds of Marvel wars and stuff like that. Me just being a regular smuggler on the back scene or whatever, or on the backstage and the dream stage, people are trying to protect me so that I can continue to protect them. That's on the front stage out there from the spiritual stuff that they go through when they go through stuff. Because they trying to kill them spiritually. Subliminal people trying to kill people without actually trying to tell them that they trying to kill them on this magic stuff. And then, so-and-so just got in a car accident, or they died, or they just died in their sleep. But they really killing you. They going to war with you. And they trying to kill you without showing physical signs that they trying to kill you. So they're trying to keep the people blind so that they can keep their system going, at the same time kill whoever is against the system, but you're not doing anything wrong, so they can't be mad, so they're just trying to wiggle in some kind of way. So it's just different kinds of stuff like that, that's going on. And that's what you see with the whole mushroom episode, wiggling people. People wigglers. There's a bunch of wigglers. So the wigglers pop up. You saying you had the girl last time from the water gun gang, and then Gwyneth Paltrow's the Giggle Girl gang. The Giggle Girl gang is good for real. You know what I'm saying? They not bad. They just giggling because they know stuff, but all they need is somebody that can just basically protect them, and they good. You know what I'm saying? Like Scarlett Johansson that was on that played Black Widow. She's a Giggle Girl too, but she know 100% who I am every time in the camera. Because when Robert Downey Jr. was trying to make a suit, and Samuel Jackson was there, and then Scarlett Johansson was there too as Black Widow, and I was in that little chamber that Loki was in before they was about to, he was just in that little tube when they was on the ship and they had him in there trapped. I was in that one during 2013 when the whole flight thing started happening, or whatever the case. Just before we took off, me and China took off, I was there, and so that was right after me and China had first kiss ever. We kissed, and then she went left, I went right, and then we started doing work. That's all we had time for, was a little talk and a small little kiss, and then later on other stuff happened, but that was all then we started bop, 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 bop. Next thing you know, Samuel Jackson telling me, you only been in there for 3 minutes. Scarlett is sitting there talking to me and stuff like this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third, or whatever the case, trying to get in my head to see what kind of man I am and stuff like that, coming with the whole power for real. And then Robert Downey Jr. was trying so hard to make a suit that's strong enough to go out there and fight. But my suit was already made. He was trying to make it like mine with the light in the chest. Mine was a complete circle. This was before I had got shot in the chest by Optimus Prime. And then when I had told him, I said, why you just ask me? Like, why you ain't just ask me? Because when I'm asleep, I can't give people permission to do things freely or use things freely just by word of mouth, just by gesture of, yes, just why you ain't just ask? It's free. Life is free and stuff like what? And then you get shot in a surprise. Instantly, he made suits and stuff that can get him out and get him escaped, which is how Mr. Stan Lee escaped. Made him a suit, Spider-Man suit, to get him out. When he was falling, he's trying to hold on and get out. You know what I'm saying? Flying on a ring, a gateway. And so here, they just painted it like that. But they riding on a gateway. And so Robert Downey Jr. made a suit that can actually go out into space this time. That don't just go to the sky and then you start freezing. So it got better and better, but with my permission. Then you had why you got the suit, but then you got what's the name from Tron Legacy right there, like, trying to make a suit too and stop Robert Downey Jr. from escaping and stuff. Like, how y'all putting the right people in the right movies and shows and stuff like that? But really, he was like masking it, trying to figure out a way to escape too, like Stan Lee. So he could get a Commandment 5 override by helping everybody else. Like, the only way to win is to not play the game. And so he's back there hiding and stealthing with the little life he got, holding on. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's put on the table, some Christianity, but there's some morality in it. You holding on to what was good. And so hoping that somebody can save you too. But you in Tron world. All kinds of stuff going on up in here. Which is not really, I ain't going too deep into that, but that's what's going on, yo. All the psychedelic crazy words they talking about, they just trying to hide it, look for a way to try to say somebody crazy and need to take some pills because the pills, or they take natural herbs and then mix it with stuff that you're not supposed to mix it with, and does something. It's like vialed up and stuff like that. Like, normally it could probably just pass through you or whatever and go through your system if you accidentally ingested something that you weren't supposed to ingest. But they put vows to the thing, vows to Satan. Like, I vow to this, that, and the third. If you give me power to harm somebody, I want this drug to be able to do this and this to somebody and give me. They do stuff like that. They know the power of vows. So that's what happens. And so they make these medicines in labs and do vows and sacrifices to Satan and things like that. And then it gives them power to control people and stuff like that. Whereas you feel like you're getting better, but no, you're not getting better. Which is why a lot of Africans you see in the hospitals, A lot of Egyptian people, Africans, they are the first slave masters. So they in every place where they can take black people or take anybody to be a captive. They have the most stealthiest. They're the most stealthiest people in the planet. Africans. Why? That's how they got us to be slaves in the first slavery. We working together on the pyramids. The pyramids was here before Egyptians was here. Before Egypt was called Egypt, the pyramids was here. Adam's son, you say Adam, but Adam's son, Seth or Sheth, after Cain, you had Cain, Abel, and Sheth was the third. So after Cain killed Abel, Adam left for 100 and something years. He didn't touch Eve. Went back to Lilith, his first wife, who was a spirit woman. You know, he ended up having metaphysical sex with her and birthing children. Some of them turned into demons and stuff like that. Some of them were good, which is where you get your phantoms and your shades and shadows and demons and all this bull crap. Some of them good, some of them not. They live in a certain heaven space. But if they ever come down to earth, they do evil work and they end up going to hell. So you got two different kinds of phantoms, good and bad. So all of the demons, all demons is like, you get the term demon if you evil, but you know what I'm saying? You have different kinds of hosts that fall and they just end up becoming bad. But some are the children of Adam, which is the children of Adam and Lilith. And us being fleshly, we are kin to the children of Lilith. They will be our brothers and sisters because they are related to us. They just don't have physical bodies, but they are family. Some of them fall and some of them not. You know what I'm saying? So Adam had two wives. That, you know, and the reason why was that because before he only had meta flesh or whatever the case, he didn't have physical flesh. Or I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just say that it wasn't falling. You know what I'm saying? Everything was shining all the time. You know what I'm saying? So not to give too much information on that because people like scraping, but he left Eve for a while, came back to her, and then had Sheth. And then Sheth, they ended up building the pyramids or the pyramids because Adam was trying to say that there's a prophecy going to happen. There are going to be two floods, one of water, one of fire. I just don't know which one going to come first. That's why in the movie Noah, what's the name when he went there? He played Melech. He played not Melchizedek. Oh my goodness, forgetting names. Methuselah. Sorry, he played Methuselah, and so he played Methuselah, and so Noah goes to Methuselah. And you know, his grandfather or great grandfather, forgets which one, and he goes and asks him, and he's like, there's a flood coming. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, you know. He just like, I don't know which one's gonna happen. I said, I thought it was fire. And stuff like that. So that he's trying to let you know that the writings were saying back then, or they were saying back then, they don't know which flood is coming, water or fire. So when water started to come, no one understood that water was coming. So he went to his grandfather Methuselah. He said, oh, I thought it was gonna be fire. Okay, He was in a cave somewhere hiding. So that's what Adam was thinking. He didn't know which one flood was going to come first, fire or water. So water came first. And so Noah built the ark, this, that, and the third. Okay, and before the ark was built, Sheth had built the pyramids, one in the Turkey area where Turkey is at, and then one in the Egyptian area. But before Egypt was existed, it was called the land of Sheth. It was all of that. Africa, this, some more stuff. And then above that, on the right side, where Turkey is at, was different area. You know what I'm saying? So the children of Seth, they were the children of the stars. They can read the stars. They was always in the constellations, walking around, doing stuff, different kinds of cities, different kinds of places they was going to. They never stayed on Earth too much. But they was here, you know. But the thing was, they built it. So the one in the Egyptian area or the Seth area, he built it of clay and sand. He made it to where if a fire came first, the one in the Egyptian area would harden into like a kind of hard substance to where it would not break apart. You know what I'm saying? It would just harden. And the information within the caves and stuff would be preserved. And you would get the information of what was happening before that caused the destruction of the earth like this. The same Travis Scott crap times 10. Travis Scott stuff times 10. Okay? And that little concert Astro World crap times 10 was what was going on. And he said this is why the fall happened, aliens and the abductions, and they actually physically came on the scene. So while they physically in the scene, in the atmosphere, in the air, they up there doing this partying and crap, you're not just hearing music. You literally seeing the UFOs and the ships and stuff that people get abducted and physically. It got physical abduction. And so it got that bad. And the story, it was telling the story that you're not supposed to get abducted into there. You know what I'm saying? It's like they eating you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, don't go in there. Don't get abducted. Don't not in your mental space, not in your physical space. But on America, they do it a certain kind of way, else they're gonna scare people. So like, just do it like this, Travis, because it's really at the level where we can come and abduct them physically. But let's do it this way so they won't scare everybody in the world, and it's all on camera and we expose and stuff like that. People start coming to go to war with us and crap because we physically on the scene. This type of stuff. And ships and crafts or whatever the case, cloaking and all this bull crap. Anyway, so then you got then you had that, so that's what that caused the flood. But it was the water flood. So the one in Turkey survived because it was just water, so it was made out of stone. So wherever that's at in the Turkey area, you can go. That was the parameters. It's supposed to be three in both areas, so that you can go in there, understand that the three connect to the Orion. Is trying to tell you that Orion's belt or Orion's gate is a gateway to knowing the way. But it became to where it got closed and Orion's belt got closed off, and you needed permission to even come to the constellations and all kinds of stuff like that. And then just more security got put on the earth. It got more security to where nobody could get out. So it got more and more locked down. You know what I'm saying? But at first it was Orion's belt. You know what I'm saying? So if you had permission to go past Orion's belt, you can get in. And you can be all in the constellations and stuff like that. So they had even cut people off, which is why people don't get too many metaphysical dreams of being in different worlds and constellations. So many of them you can't count really to human logic. You can't really count them. You can't even visit all of them. But they got places and homes and sunlight and all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Worlds and houses and homes, which is why people have dreams and they be in all different kinds of dream spaces. Like, got a house and apartments and crap and different worlds. Like, yo, I got a house. But then you wake up, you on this suffering world again. Like, it'd be all kinds of dreams you have, but there's different kinds of stuff. People trying to help you survive and stuff like that. So you get tossed here, you jumping here, there, you everywhere. But yeah, that's what happened, yo. And so, yeah, when the water actually came, it had flooded the pyramids in the Egyptian area. And so they had built over top of it. And so when they was building over top of it, they had like some of the areas was still like closed off and hard to get to. Always was that. They could not properly fix and repair everything or get to everything. It was like flooded in with mud and stuff. All of the stuff and information and stuff was all flooded in and mudded in. So if they dug into Egypt deep enough, they probably could resurface some of that stuff, but it's all guarded by spirits and stuff like that. So you can't get to it. But what they did was build over top of the foundation that was there already. So when they saw that it was the foundation of Seth and his children, when they were trying to inform the people about what happened in the flood or whatever, and they knew that because of the children of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites that was there. They knew that because the information they had from Abraham passed on down, stuff like that from Adam. They knew where to find it, so they built on top of it, and they was working together. So while they was working together, it was all cool because Joseph came there, and the famine had came for 7 years. It was all cool. Everybody was cool with it. We was Africans and Hebrews was cool. Next thing you know, you know what I'm saying, they turned on us. We working together. Next thing you know, they turned on us because they feeling some kind of way. Oh, no, they're going to become too great and they're going to take our land. And then they start falling back, playing, stealthy and all that. Not really noticing them, acting all cool, smiling your face, F you for real. Extra cool, because I'm brown, you brown, we cool. Da-da-da-da-da. We got little differences here, but, da-da-da-da. Next thing you know, start beating us down, whipping us, this, that. Start putting rules on us, and this and that, and this and that. When we were supposed to be cool. With white people, they can just all out do that and just put it on skin color. But really, it's the same thing as the Africans. So it's not about skin color, really. It's about power. I got power. I don't want da-da-da-da type stuff. Selfishness. Because we got enslaved by black people first. Brown people first. Now we're enslaved by white people. Now this and this and this. Like, golly. Everybody. And so that was part of the sacrifice, too, to come down here and give. To give for the fall of mankind. To take the recompense for that. Like, repenting for having made man, we come down to suffer for them. And so in different ways we suffered throughout time through slavery, choosing a certain group of people, a chosen people of Israel to come down into, which is why things went that way. We knew that, but at the same time was part of the recompense, part of the sacrifice to come down into the chosen people we had that would be given for the evil of the world, and it would be on our backs and harder on our backs than everybody else. So we had to bear that thing, and so that's why all these different slaveries happened to us, but not everybody. So anyway, that was the covenant that nobody could bear. So anyway, it just was crazy, yo. And that's how that happened. They built back the pyramids and then end up enslaving us. And so now today in America, you see them popping up all in your schools, here and there, doing crazy stuff, testing the waters, trying to see how ignorant, if you're going to fight back and stuff like that. If you're just going to be like, you cool, she crazy and stuff. And then they wiggle in. Then they start having children. They got to have children first so they can learn how to speak English in the same dialect that we do, so that we can't tell the difference. Right now, we can tell the difference because they speak English different. I did it going to store today type of stuff. But then, but really, it's like when they have children that speak like how we speak, and from the hoods that we come from, is dress how we dress. But you could tell when they first came here, they was looking a mess. They trying to learn how to be like us. Why? Because they trying to, that's how they did it. Wiggle in, wiggle in, try to this, that, and the third and fit in and stuff. And the next thing you know, go forth with that plan. Wakanda forever. Forever a slave. And try to drag you back over to Africa spiritually so that they can ultimately go to war with these white people and then drag us back physically and try to build their stuff up and keep us slaves. That's all they want to do, yo, because that's all that they know about us. Like, so it's a big mess, yo. It's a big mess. And it's bigger pictures going on, but that's a smaller picture for you of what was going on, and that's that and the third. But the bigger picture was really just who caused the fall. And just through that became small little stories within it that kind of like can take over your mind and can take over your memory and make you forget the bigger picture that was going on, the more heavenly picture. That's how it happens. So many memories can drown you out from whatever the case. It can overwhelm you, traumatize you. And then by the time it got to the point where Earth was made and we came into Earth, we already over-traumatized by the war. And we need peace and we need rest. We need a break. We need ignorance. We need not know something. I need a cloud nine for a second, shorty. I've been fighting too much. So then we come down here, forget ourselves, forget everything. But the thing is that we still got to prove that we belong back home and have to prove our piety and holiness and stuff. So while we going through all the war, that's what's happening. We got way too many memories to be like holding in our physical bodies about how long we existed and special moments. The small things that count moments and stuff like that you wouldn't even notice in your quiet time. You just notice a leaf blow across the thing. I like the way that leaf blew across like that. One little moment in your whole entire existence is like those moments. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is gone or forgotten and all that stuff like that. To even remember what it was like in the kingdom of heaven before Lucifer started sparking the beef, and then we went to war with this guy and still going to war with this guy through Travis Scott bringing this crap up. It's like waking us back up, vacation over. We got to get back on point and stuff like that. It's nerve-wracking. And I got a crackhead. I'm a crackhead baby, so I definitely was going to war hard. You know what I'm saying? Kylie, she had died in the war. She had died. And she was in like, how the movie Frozen came out. She was like in frozen space, petrified with the rest of the angels that was going to war, going extra hard, and she was just on Earth. A portion of herself came down to Earth, or whatever the case, while her higher self, part of her higher self, was destroyed in the war. She had did something wrong, and she got killed, or whatever. And she had painted it with a picture. In one of her pictures, she had showed how she had died or whatever, trying to block herself or protect herself, and she ended up getting crushed. This Travis Scott mess. You know what I'm saying? And so ended up when we was leaving, we had went through a certain part of space, and we was gone with I was going with a bunch of higher brothers that were higher angels, and we was leaving. I said, oh, and then Mikael, my father, the archangel, Akma, he was like, oh no, go get your sister. I said, go to her. And I went to this one specific angel. All of them was like broken matter in us, like big rocks and stuff. They was how they look, like big broken rocks. In space floating and stuff. But I went to her and she was broken up and stuff like that, her wings and stuff like that. And what happened was father said, take her. Because it's like, he was like, I said, I remember her. She's my sister. We used to be this, and this, and this, and this. And the feelings and the emotions was kind of like cut off from what we was doing. It was like this war, you fall. It was how I was. Like, I don't care. We just got to keep going for the Most High. And so, no slip-ups. We don't slip up. And so how did she slip up type of thing? So our father said no, because of her experience on Earth is showing our father Mikael what it was, what she really was. And like, no, get her. Get my daughter. I said, yes, sir. Grab her broken body up, and just we got out of there. And so we had to get back in the house to repair her where there's life at. Life is like warm, heat or something, like getting in the house where the heat is at so you can not petrify type of stuff. So we got her back in the house where life was at, and my father, he said, hold her down hard. So it took like 3 of us to hold her down, and we brought her back to life, and it was excruciating pain. And her protoplasm, or in her soul body is different than regular soul. So it was excruciating pain, like beyond bearable almost, or whatever the case. And we had for her heels to wing back and stuff. Her heels to wing back. I mean, her wings to heal back, for her body to grow back. And she was screaming, so I had to hold her mouth, and we had to hold her wings, and she was healing. And it was like crazy. It was so drowned out. The sensory level was so low, but you still can feel the intensity level through the sensory level being so zero. It was that crazy. So we just had to hold it down. And so once she fully healed, or whatever the case, we got her up, or whatever the case, and I held her up and stuff like that. And I just kind of carried her, made sure she was good. And so after that, we had went back into the soul house, and we sit in the sky of the soul house. We like cover the sky, the whole entire sky of the soul house. We cover it with our wings. One of our wings, it's like I'm laying on my right side, she laying on her left side. And so under my right wing, my right wing goes into her left wing is on top of my right wing. And so we cloak the sky, and it looked like a sky in the soul house. And then we put clouds out there, which is like cushions and pillows or cotton or something like that to us. And so all of the Kardashians and the heavenly archangels are up there, like her sisters and stuff. They're up there chilling or whatever. So we on a higher level, we do things more direct or whatever. And so we don't blink enough, and our eyes just shine bright light. And so then I took my left wing, and then her right wing went over my left wing, and it's from the sky. And then I took my left wing and put it there, and so it's sealed. And our wings are kind of like, if you would kind of like make a symbol of it, would be like metal, and earth, like metal or whatever, something real sharp that can't really deal with flesh like that for real. It's a whole different thing. Like metal and flesh you can't eat metal. You can't really nothing you could do with metal except like chop stuff down or fix something else. But metal was like our world. It's like a metal world or something like that, if you would describe it. So trying to repair any of the Kardashians, or anybody that's from the Kardashian Jenner family, or anybody that's an archangel or whatever the case, you have to be on that high level. You can't even be around them or nothing like that. Mental nothing. You get taken over. You know what I'm saying? Like fixing their wings or healing them, it's like taking my wings, pointing it at them, and then like jabbing them, stabbing them with my wings. You know what I'm saying? And it's like taking a big metal machine or something like that, and just like jamming it against another piece of metal real hard. You know what I'm saying? In a factory or something like that, to where it's making a burning melting or something like that. It's like that, like, and the flesh get in between that, you going like flesh can't even be around that hot real fire with metal and stuff like that. It's like that, yo, trying to fix their wings and stuff like that. And so, but we still soft. In our world, it's like we're fragile, very soft and stuff, very physically, and like we're very fragile to ourselves, but to lower worlds, it's like too strong. But they live on the clouds, they sleep on the clouds, and we protect everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just sitting up there. And that's in that part of the family. And under us, which is the sky of the soul house, is everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And people live inside of the soul house in the castle. Some people live in the grass. The blades of grass in the soul house are big, huge houses and stuff, mansions and stuff. It mimics whatever physical life and stuff that you have. It mimics that. You know what I'm saying? And so all of that. It's a big space, yo. All kinds of creations can live in that. So it's like, yeah, yo. And grandma is always the light in the sky. She always the light in the sky, even over us. But it's just, that's how it is. We cover the whole sky. That's crazy, yo. That's how it is. So that's too much detail to be making something up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you made that up. Like, that's too much making something up. That's what, like, heavenly stuff is like. Y'all be making a lot of demonic stuff up. And that stuff be true. You end up going down there, be seeing what it's like, painting it on TV and stuff. I'm doing the same thing, telling you what heaven is like. But I can't paint it. Somebody want me to paint it. And giving people hope. And people want to start trying to leave and escape, and you just trying to drag people down with you. It's crazy, yo. You want to just ride with. If you see it, you see it. Positions was the best example that Ariana Grande gave for people to understand what it's like. It's like cloaked over with life. And the people that live in the soul house, that live in the blades of grass, they was there first. Now they inside of the castle. We start shutting stuff off. Everybody's inside of the castle. There's no possible way you're gonna get into the castle. There's not even any doors or gates in my soul house anymore. So it's nothing to break into. My soul house is inside of the kingdom of heaven already. So if you're in there, you in there, but you still can get kicked out if your physical life is not matching up to the piety that you're seeing and the holiness you're seeing. You start showing signs of rebellion, or you're not feeling like wanting to do something that the Most High say openly, physically, then you're going to start getting looked at like, yo, what's up? You another Lucifer here? We got kicked out? And it's just like that individual thing now. But me trying to take certain women to marry them, this is why I keep saying marriage, and my rainbow crew, the highest point is to make a marriage vow with them so that they don't get kicked out. So that if I die, they still be there. And if they live some stupid little life on earth, start doing crazy mess and stuff that you crossing the line with, so scared of something dumb, not understanding, you can get kicked out. End up getting dragged down by Travis Scott and crap like that. So that's why I be going into the marriage vow thing of it, or whatever the case, and then turn into that for real. They turn into that they stay. That's all I'm trying to do. Make sure they stay or whatever. And don't leave. And be safe. Because when we actually wake up to the kingdom itself, it's going to be way too vast. It's going to be all kinds of people there. But you have a house to go into. It's like you have a house, you go into your house, but you can come outside the house and be mingling with everybody else. It's just that your house is a world within itself. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like. So that's all that, yo. You got the guy doing psychedelics, and you got both of them doing psychedelics. It's just that if with them, it's just if it's genuine or not. Men have to deal with the Most High themselves. You can't really do nothing but guide them to the right way, and they got to make decisions themselves. But you do have children out here, people that never knew what the heck was going on, or don't know anything about anything. And you take the children. You just looking at a grown man, but he a child, never knew anything. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking like that or whatever. That's a child. You got to know how to identify a man with gray hairs that is really ignorant about stuff, not knowing, learning as he going. He's a child. Get him. He going way too hard. He going too crazy. He end up turning into a baby in his old age or whatever. He start turning into a baby, meaning in the sense of not knowing what's going on, all this new stuff he's seeing. Whereas those new people coming down here, the youth, the millennials and stuff, knowing already what's going on. They like, yo, still respect your elders, because you could have came down being dumb and ignorant like us. Baby boomers, completely ignorant, not knowing nothing, just riding on physical morality, and everything is physical, like a regular old soul. You just don't know nothing but earth. You don't see nothing like that. Then you start seeing stuff slowly, things start opening up, and this, that, and the third. Me, I came in blind, crackhead baby. I don't want to know nothing, don't want to see nothing, don't want to feel nothing. All I want is my desire. Give me my desire. That's it. What is the most minimum thing? You know what I'm saying? Because I was that mad. My desire. Okay, I just want to make sure my desire is pure. Like if you sell your desire, or if you give your desire over to Satan, it's completely over. Because you ain't going to desire nothing right. Your desire got to be pure towards the Most High Father, which guides everything else that you can feel or think or do. The web, that's before it even web out. That's the seed. Your desire. So what do you desire? What is your purest desire? I got to say it like that for people because it'll mess you up. What is your desire? They get stuck. And if you get stuck, like, dang, start saying some earthly stuff. Like, no, what is the purest desire you got towards the Creator? You got to start helping them. So people's desires never even got planted or even got spoken to, because parents don't, a lot of parents aren't the same or whatever. So you got to do that for people. And so that's why I did that with my ex-wife. And she's like, I never thought about that. Like, that's why you doing all this crazy, funny stuff. All this strange stuff, you just going off of stuff that you see in your mind. People talking to you, whispering in your head, popping up on you physically, and you scared and stuff like that. Nobody grew your desire. Like, everything ride on desire. I'm at peace all day long. You going chaotic and stuff. What is your purest desire? And I told her what mine was, because I didn't think about that, and I don't know. Okay, I understand now. It calmed me down. Okay, that's why you acting all crazy and crap. So let me tell you what my purest desire is. So to kind of give her, that's something that you got to do within yourself. And then it got so crazy to the point where I had to do something different than that. Like, you know what, yo, it's that serious. So you know what? I said, all right, this is my purest desire. I told her what my purest desire is: to comfort the Most High Creator for all the pain and rebellion against him in this world. And like what might have been before mankind, now, and what might be after. Because whatever might be after this, it could be pain there. Somebody could rebel or do something crazy and cause him more pain by not doing what he say. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. The Most High tell you, don't do this. He's not like an earthly father. Everything the Most High say is direct. All things and all that. It's not the same as an earthly father. You could probably be like, Father, I had a better idea. What about this, and you can kind of go bring up ideas because both of y'all are trying to find a way. But with the Most High Father, the Heavenly Father, and he say, don't do a thing, and then you come and say, but I thought I wanted to do this, and I thought that if this idea would be better because this. He could be like, you know what, that is a good idea. And then y'all start going back and forth about how the idea is good, and we can add this to that, and this, that, and the third. And then the end result comes to where all these thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands times of thing or whatever, all this time passed, and you still doing and this and this and this and this and this, and the earth get made, and now you trying to figure out why your life is messed up, and you an angel and all this bull crap, and you from heaven. Because when he said don't do that, you decided to be like, but I thought to have a better idea in this, and he agreed with you because it actually was a good idea, a suggestion that you came up with. But when he said don't do it, it's supposed to have been instant. Yes, sir. Not, but I got a better idea. So from that very point when he said don't, and you was like, but I got a better idea, and you start creating earth and helping everybody do this, and you thinking everything cool, he analyzing the mess out you. Why the heck would you challenge me? So softly though. And you thought nothing of it. And then Lucifer was made. Then he started rebelling and crap. Now you're trying to figure out why this thing you made rebel. Because in the beginning he said don't do something, and you thought you had a better suggestion, which was a good idea. But you didn't just listen. And then he would have opened it up to you why he said don't do that thing. But because we're in earth and you have parents that are falling off and disowned, yeah, we can see the wisdom in that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you still do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. If your father tell you jump off the cliff, don't jump off the cliff and die. The Most High Creator comes into play at that point and he stops you. It's like an automatic thing, like, oh no, I don't want to die. It comes like that. Parents can be disowned. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High Father can never be disowned. So you always do what he say, And so that's what the bridge is. Commandment 5, honor your father and your mother. If they have mess ups and they trying to find their way and this, that, and the third, they must be humble. It's a two-way street. Get your children to find the way for you so that they can bring it back to you. What did you find? You found this and this and this and this, and it can help your father add to help guide you better through his experience. You just never just shut your parents completely down, but at the same time, you got to be clever with the thing and take pain and suffering sometimes to understand that the thing that your father told you to do was not right. But you taking the hit, the Most High honors that in a way, and then he give you a better way. Like, yeah, your father guided you wrong. All right, now I got you. All right, now this. All right, now take it back to your father and let him know humbly that this is this and this and this, and it wasn't a good idea. All right, we family, let's fix this thing, this, that, and third. It could be however it's going to be. It's all about teaching us pain and suffering and sacrifice and all of that. That's what this world was made for and stuff like that. Understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because things happen. It's just too vast to really say. But, yeah, things happen. And so we need to understand how to put things by. Some things, everything can't be forgiven or given for. You cannot give for Travis Scott. You can't forgive that or give for that. You can't put it by either. But there are some things that can be put by. Like, for example, you can't forgive somebody or put it by when somebody punch your grandmother in the face. That's your grandmother. You punch her in the face, break her face. Ain't apologize ever. You just start making up a bunch of angry excuses and yelling and arguing, but this, but that, but this, but that, and getting mad at everybody that confront you about it, trying to hope that it blow over, knowing it never will. You know what I'm saying? And so that's something that you can't forgive or give for. You know what I'm saying? So, but some things can be put by. That couldn't be put by either, but some things can be put by. Small little things. If you just apologize and repent and this and the third, it can be put by. But some things are so strong that it could not even be possible for you to do that unless your intent was 100% evil and angry. Like, there's no way. Everything in you, every energy in you was trying to convince you to don't do the thing. But when you actually broke that line and did the thing, no one can help you at that point. So you completely did that on your own, so of your own self. So then let it stay like that. It stays like that. You're never going to change. You're always going to be that angry person that did that thing you did. No matter how hard you try to apologize, you're not really apologizing. You just want people off your back. But your intention is still the same. to have power or conquer. Whatever it was that made you punch your grandmother in the face or did something that was way line crossing to not want to listen to your elder, it was crazy. Nobody told you. It's just like, that's crazy, yo. So you can't put that by. You can't forgive it. It's nothing in them to try to apologize for. You know what I'm saying? There's no tears at all. You know what I'm saying? But there are some people that even Satan himself, some of them have tears. They could be dry tears, but they still tears. So that's all we're here to do. Collect the tears and send up our report of what kind of crap system this was we came into. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, I'm going to let it go. Shalom, shalom, mishpacha, ba Yisrael. Wa Yishraya, Nakwayihu, Nishayu, Yishraya, signing out.